So what exactly do you do at the Entrepreneur Source?
So my role is to, let's just say, for example, that you're interested in owning a business,
Mhm.
but you don't really know what you want to do. You just know that you want to own a business.
Hmm.
We are partnered with over 230 different types of businesses in over 80 different industries, looking for people with an entrepreneurial spirit and the resources to become an owner and have that support. We have the opportunity to allow people to live their income, lifestyle, wealth, and equity goals. You can set those. Do you know what system means?
System?
System.
Uh, well, like a system, right?
Yeah, it's
Or
a
is
system.
there a different meaning for it?
Well, it's actually we joke, not really jokingly, we call it, it's an acronym. It stands for saving yourself significant time, energy, and money. Because if you can work within a system, you can be a franchise owner because it's a proven system that works.
Yeah, you're taking I guess, a proven business model,
Yes,
and then
you're replicating it. You're replicating it, just like McDonald's did.
mhm.
Okay, just like many franchises have done. But there are franchises that can allow you to be in beauty and healthcare, marketing and advertising, um, home repair and improvement, uh, adult care, child care, pet care.
Mm.
I could go on and on. And many of them, you can work from the comfort of your own home. You set your own hours. You work in an industry that you feel good about. And there's also many franchise zors, we call them zors, franchisors, that actually want somebody that doesn't even know anything about their business because they can teach them. They come in with no biases,
Mm.
so they can be taught. What they
Clean
do
slate.
look for typically are people that have transferable skills. So maybe they've worked a W 2 job and they've become like a general manager of wherever, or a manager or a supervisor, and they're tired. You're tired of living in that corporate world, or that you've got to be here world, okay? And they have developed over the years skill sets where they can lead people, manage people, understand people. If you can do those things, you can be a business owner because the rest can be taught.
Hmm. So for someone that has this entrepreneurial spirit and they're ready
Mm-hmm.
to do this, what's the investment from their end? I mean, so for example, with Chick-fil-A, are they one of your partners by chance?
No, they're
Okay,
not.
so Chick-fil-A.
We actually don't have a whole lot of restaurant options. We do have some food options, but primarily we have other options that are much less, I say, costly. Okay,
Yeah.
so I would give you a large range. I've seen within 75,000 all the way up to 1 million. It just depends on what you're in, what size of territory you want, how large of area you want to be in, what kind of business.
Mm.
So how it works is I would take you, okay, and I would walk you or coach you through a journey. And I only require two things from you, actually three things. The first is that you remain open minded. Okay. The second is I don't want you to make any kind of decision right now. And the third, I need an hour of your time once a week. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I'm looking for someone that wants to, first and foremost, they need to be educated, want to be educated or learn. Okay. They need to become aware of all the type of possibilities that are out there and then discover options. So I will walk them through a series of exercises,
Mm-hmm.
assessments. So much like a real estate agent would go and learn about a client and then find properties to show them, I do the same thing, except I show franchises. And at that point, if let's say you place in a franchise, then that's how I get compensated. I don't charge you anything. I'm completely free. I'm not a salesperson. I don't sell for these franchises. I actually just whittle down to what's possible for you, and then you choose.
How achievable is this for the average person?
It is within your grasp.
I imagine something that a lot of people wonder about at first is like, I don't know if I have the money for that, to buy.
Okay, this is what's really cool. So, in addition to our franchise partners, we have funding partners. So, for example, if you have let's say you worked for, what's a big industry around here, Tyson Foods,
Mm-hmm.
for 20 plus years, and you're tired of being told that you got to work that sixth day shift, and you're salaried, and you're really not getting paid for it, and you're sick of it. And what you really want to do is tell Tyson that I don't want to work for you anymore. Okay? If you were smart with Tyson, because I worked for them for a while, you invested in their 401k program where they matched you. Now you have a sum of money. What people don't know is there is a government program out there that will allow you to take your 401k and buy a business, and it's completely tax-free. There are no penalties for any kind of early withdrawal, because it's not a withdrawal. It's just a reallocation and a restructuring of your 401k.
Interesting.
That's how I funded mine. It allows you to be cash rich without any debt, and you own your business outright. And you can also pay yourself a small salary while you're ramping up and generating revenue. Many franchises or not allow, but they will support you in ways that you never thought about. One of the myths is, well, I got to pay all this money in royalty fees, and they take some of my money away. And well, yeah, there is that. What people don't understand is what you receive. You get top-notch training, support. I have a coach that I meet with once a week. I have a support team I meet with once a week to help me better understand and learn the business as I get better at what I do. I have a media team that pushes my image all over social media. Okay, I have there's a call center that sources my leads, and I have leads all over the country, from California, from the West Coast, East Coast, North and South. And I don't have to go out and source them myself. Many people understand that it's hard to get clients and customers. They just show up on my calendar with information, and I talk to them. I also can do it myself, and they taught me how to do that. So not only did they fish for me, they taught me how to fish. And many franchises, matter of fact, most franchises I've worked with, and I worked with a lot of them so far, they all do the same. So you are literally given the keys to the kingdom. Now, I'm making that sound pretty big, but it really is an option. If you have that type of those funds, now I said 401k, but there's also other funding partners that allow you to get small business loans. Okay? If you have poor credit issues, we have a partner that can help you repair that so that you can get a business. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It may take you 6 months to a year to acquire this, but if it is your dream to own a business, it can happen, and I can help you.
You get a lot of people wanting to make it a sprint. It's like, yeah, let's get this done.
We
quick.
call those the whales.
The whales.
The whales, the ones that come in. Yeah, we have something. They call it franchise match, where they like, okay, I'm ready to buy. Okay, we still slow them down. We still take them through the process or the journey, because they still may not know what they don't know. So the idea is to move from what you don't know to what you do know, so that you're completely informed of your decision, so we can dispel some of those myths. And the book that I gave you, called Your Career Revolution, helps you along the journey. So if you're a Christian, which I am, the Bible is my life source. For me, and as you're an entrepreneur, Your Career Revolution by Terry Powell would be your Bible as you go through this process. this journey.
Hmm.
I gift you the book after our first call if you continue to go forward. And I ask after every call, would you like to continue? Choice is yours. I don't like force or beg, complain, because I live by what they call the SW, 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 SW. Some will, some won't. Okay. So what? Someone else is waiting.
It's probably a pretty good policy.
Yep.
It sounds like an attractive option. And I mean, I guess it is really attractive for those people that have been in careers for a while and have that 401k built up.
Yes. Yes. What I'm typically finding out there in the world, actually in the United States, quite honestly, is a real shift in the way Americans, and I found a lot of this was studied and shown in the book, but I am actually seeing it because I talk to people. I probably talk to anywhere from 10 to 15 new possible clients, or seekers is what we call them, a week. The vast majority of them are late Xers or early Xers or late boomers. The boomer generation is now have been crashing into retirement since 2011. And now the oldest boomer is turning 80 this year or next year, I believe. And so what you have is Gen X, who's been a small generation, that are now being paid. They were paid quite a bit by the boomer generation. Well, the millennials now own the labor force. They're the largest generation in the labor force right now. Okay, well, who are you going to hire, or who are you going to continue paying? You're going to continue to pay that higher Xer, or can you downsize and allow a younger person? So the millennials are hiring, I jokingly say, their younger brothers and sisters, the Zs, because they're a lot less. They take less money. They don't have the mortgage or the family, or they don't have all that stuff, the toys and that sort of thing. And that's just the way of it right now. So what I find is a lot of Xers, me, have gotten tired of corporate America. In my case, I was downsized. I was let go. I call myself a corporate refugee. I thank the companies that I worked for because they allowed me to enough wealth, equity or income and wealth to now own a business.
Mm-hmm.
So we see that a lot. There's a statistic in the book that's very interesting. 70% of Americans, if given the opportunity, would say they would want to be self-sufficient, but less than 10% are. Less than 10% are. There's only 9 million entrepreneurs in America that actually own their own business.
Mm-hmm. And most people think they deserve more than they put in the work to achieve.
Exactly. Yeah? Exactly. What would you do given the opportunity? I could go work for someone, but here's the trade-off. Yes, I'm going to have a steady paycheck and all that sort of stuff, right? But you only can get paid up to a certain amount. And once you get there, no matter how good you are, how much output or productivity you put into it and you produce, we can't pay you any more than that because you're in that pay band, or that's it. The only way you can get more money is advance yourself. And oh, by the way, it comes at a cost. You're going to miss little Johnny's soccer game this weekend because you've got meetings you've got to attend, or you've got to be out of town on a business meeting. And you only get, to start, 2 or 3 weeks of vacation, but you have to be on call during that vacation, or you've got to work this shift. So you're under their rules, and you're working very hard thinking you're attaining your goals, but you're really attaining someone else's and making their dreams come true, not yours. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, you got entrepreneurship. You got people who will back you and help you be successful because they want you to be successful, because your success is their success. When you win, they win. It's a true win-win proposition. I set my own hours. I work as many hours as I want. I work where I want, when I want. As long as I follow the system and do it successfully, I'm going to be successful. That's just the way of it.
So you got into Entrepreneur Source helps place entrepreneurs with franchises.
Anyone
And then
with franchises, not just entrepreneurs, but anyone with a franchise that has got the desire and the want to do that. Yes.
And then you have franchised the Entrepreneur Source, right?
Exactly.
So did you immediately get in that role, or did you first franchise another business with them, and then you're like, well, I really like this?
Some people may remember Freeze Cream. I owned a rolled ice cream trailer for a few years.
Was it around here?
It was around here, yeah.
Okay.
Some people still see me around here and say, I really wish you still had, But that was kind of my first what's that word? Foray or first introduction into owning a business.
Was it a franchise?
It was not a franchise. It was actually it was more of a partnership. It was this gentleman's first opportunity to kind of branch out with the possibility of franchising it. It was okay. It didn't work as well as I'd hoped. We did okay. But then my daughter, who was running it, and her husband decided they didn't want to do it anymore, and I just disbanded it. But that gave me kind of the itch, right? I was still working for the company I was working for, and then it was about a year later that I was let go through a downsize. So I became a corporate refugee. I spent about 6 months selling insurance, and I didn't like it. I just didn't like it at all. So I went on a journey. I met somebody like myself who is a coach. I'm a career ownership coach. And she walked me through the same thing I just described to you. I had 3 options. One, I really thought I would take, which was a leadership training and development company. That's what I spent 20 plus years of my career doing. I looked really hard at it. Another one was a company that tutors. I could have helped the area by employing tutors to help our youth. And I come very close to that because I knew it would have helped the community. Or the Entrepreneur Source. For me, it just came down to one simple thing: lifestyle. Okay, so we talk about income, lifestyle, wealth, and equity goals in the book, and I will talk you through those as well, or walk you through those. For me, it was the lifestyle I wanted to lead. I had traveled all over the country with the previous company, and I did not want to have someone tell me where I needed to go. I also didn't want to be tied to a particular territory. I wanted to work where I wanted to work. Mm-hmm. So the lifestyle I chose to lead, because I've got grandkids and some live different parts of the country, I wanted to be able to get up and go where I wanted to go and still work, still make a great living. So that's what the ultimate choice led for me. I liked the other two, could have done them, but this one was right for me.
Location freedom.
Yes, sir.
So do you... And maybe your contracts stop you from saying specifically, but have you helped anyone around here locally in the River Valley start a franchise?
I am currently working with 3 individuals. Currently, yes. That's all I can say at this point.
There.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, shoot, I understand.
Yeah, and I would love to work with them anymore. I'm an Arkansan. First and foremost, and I'm a Russvagian or a Russelvillian, right? Yeah. I was raised in this area. I played football for the Cyclones. I love Russellville, always have. I believe there is more options and opportunities and things that could benefit this area to help, with the economy in this area. There's a lot of, when I look at our inventory, I think, well, that'd be a great business for someone here. And I've checked. There's a lot of territory that's available here in this area that could help. So yeah, I'm looking for people that are interested, that want to own their own business, and they don't have to move. They can do it right here in the comfort of their own home, maybe a small, facing area like you have here, a store-facing place here, or something like that. Just like a home office where they can, entertain or meet with their clients, but it doesn't cost a whole lot to do. And that's what I want to do, is help this area.
And no restrictions on age or...
No. We've had clients as old as 80 years old buy franchises. We've had people, we have young kids right out of college. I say kids, young adults. I've seen 19-year-olds buy a franchise. Matter of fact, I'm working towards a contact with Arkansas Tech that I want to go out and spend time speaking to the business community out there. I'm a business major. I owe a lot to Arkansas Tech University for my education, so I want to give back to them as well. I would love to talk to possibly young entrepreneurs and say, hey, you don't have to go the way of the W-2 world if you don't want to. Here's your option. And I'd love to talk to them about it.
Tell us where they can reach you.
Okay, the best way to reach me is obviously through my phone number, 479-280-9600, 479-280-9600. Or you can reach me on LinkedIn, Keith Simpson, KeithSimpson. LinkedIn, you can reach me. You have links to my website, so you can go learn all about me. You can go learn everything you want to, a lot of what you want to learn from the Entrepreneur Source. There's plenty of resources out there. There's also podcasts that's already been recorded out there. You can learn a lot about what we do, okay? And then my booking link, it'll say Meet the Coach. Click on it, and you can book time with me. Book 30 minutes, and let's talk.
Is that free?
Free.
All right.
Absolutely free. Can't beat free.
Yep.
Yeah. All I'm looking for, open mind, willingness to learn and discover, become aware, and an hour of time. Not make decisions. Marathon, not a sprint. We can give you the resources and help you make your dreams come true.
Sounds good. And if anyone in the audience, if you end up taking Keith up on your offer, let me know, because I'd be very interested to see how that journey goes for you.
Absolutely. We'd love to do that.
All right, Keith. Well, thank you very much. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll see you on the next one.